Function calling didn't improve LLMs, it completely reinvented them. Before function calling existed, every LLM was basically a very expensive autocomplete machine. It could talk about doing things, but it couldn't actually do them. That gap between knowing and doing was the wall every developer kept slamming into. Think about what that actually meant in practice. You'd build a chatbot, a user would ask, "What's the weather like in Tokyo right now?" And your AI would just make something up, confidently. Completely wrong. That wasn't a bug. It was a fundamental limitation of how these models worked. Function calling changed the entire game by giving LLMs a structured way to say, "I need real information before I answer this." Instead of hallucinating a response, the model can now recognize when it needs to call an external tool and hand off that request in a clean, predictable format your code can actually work with. Here's what makes this genuinely different from just prompt engineering your way to a solution. Before function calling, developers were doing insane workarounds, writing custom parsers, begging the model to return JSON, watching it fail half the time, and then writing fallback logic for the fallback logic. It was layers of duct tape on a leaky pipe. OpenAI introduced function calling in June 2023, and within weeks developers were posting projects they'd been trying to build for months. That's not hype. That's the sound of a bottleneck finally breaking. The GitHub activity around LLM tooling spiked almost immediately after the announcement. But here's where it gets wild. Function calling doesn't mean the model is actually running your functions. A lot of people get confused by this. The LLM isn't executing code. It's deciding which function to call and what arguments to pass, then returning that decision as structured output. Your application handles the rest. That distinction matters enormously for security, reliability, and architecture. You stay in control of what actually runs. The model is the decision layer, not the execution layer. That separation is what makes it safe to connect an LLM to real systems like databases, APIs, and payment processors. Let's talk about what a real implementation looks like. You define your functions in a schema, basically a JSON description of what each function does and what parameters it takes. The model reads those descriptions during inference and decides whether any of them are relevant to the user's request. It's remarkably straightforward once you see it. So if a user asks your app to book a flight from New York to London next Tuesday, the model doesn't try to wing it. It looks at your available functions, sees you've defined a search_flights function, figures out the right parameters from the conversation, and returns a structured call telling your backend exactly what to do. What's genuinely impressive here is the model's ability to extract structured arguments from completely unstructured natural language. Next Tuesday becomes a formatted date. New York becomes a standardized airport code. The model does that translation automatically, saving you an enormous amount of pre-processing work. But here's where it gets wild. You can give the model multiple functions at once, and it'll choose the right one based on context. You're not just replacing one hard-coded API call. You're giving the LLM a toolkit and letting it reason about which tool fits the situation. That's a fundamentally different programming paradigm. This is what unlocked what people call agents, AI systems that can plan across multiple steps, call multiple functions in sequence, and actually complete multi-part tasks. A single user request could trigger 4 or 5 different function calls behind the scenes, chained together by the model's own reasoning. Here's a real example that makes this concrete. Imagine a customer support bot that can check order status, process refunds, update shipping addresses, and escalate tickets to a human. Before function calling, you needed rigid decision trees. Now the model reads the customer's message and picks the right action every single time. And we should talk about parallel function calling because that changed things again. Newer models can return multiple function calls in a single response, meaning your app can execute them simultaneously and cut latency dramatically. Tasks that took 5 sequential round trips now finish in 1. But here's where it gets wild. Function calling also dramatically reduced hallucination in high-stakes scenarios. When a model knows it can offload factual lookups to a real data source, it stops guessing. It's like the difference between a doctor making up test results and actually running the tests. Developers started noticing their apps felt fundamentally more trustworthy after adopting function calling. Not just technically more accurate, Users reported higher confidence in AI responses when the underlying system was actually fetching real data. That trust gap had been silently killing LLM adoption in enterprise contexts. The schema design is where developers spend most of their time now, and honestly, it's become its own skill. Writing clear, descriptive function schemas, with good parameter descriptions and examples, dramatically improves how reliably the model calls your functions correctly. Garbage schema in, garbage decisions out. One thing that surprises a lot of people is how sensitive the model is to your function descriptions. If your description is vague, the model might call the wrong function or pass the wrong arguments. If it's precise and specific, accuracy jumps significantly. A few words can be the difference between a working feature and a broken one. The ecosystem that built up around function calling is massive at this point. LangChain, Llama Index, Semantic Kernel. These frameworks are essentially abstraction layers that make function calling patterns easier to manage at scale. You're not just using one tool, you're entering an entire architectural philosophy. Other providers moved fast once OpenAI proved the concept. Anthropic built tool use into Claude, Google added it to Gemini. Open source models like Mistral and Llama added function calling support within months. It went from competitive advantage to table stakes incredibly quickly, under 18 months for full ecosystem adoption. But here's where it gets wild. Some teams are now defining dozens or even hundreds of functions and letting the model navigate that space dynamically. That's basically giving an AI access to an entire company's operational toolkit and trusting it to use the right lever at the right moment. That scalability does introduce real challenges. Models can get confused when function schemas overlap, or when too many similar options exist. Good function calling architecture now involves thinking carefully about function boundaries, naming conventions, and how to group related capabilities without creating ambiguity. There's also the question of cost. Every function schema you include in the context adds tokens. In a production app with dozens of functions and high traffic, that adds up fast. Smart developers are building dynamic function injection, only passing in the functions relevant to the current conversation to keep costs manageable. Error handling is another thing that separates junior implementations from senior ones. What happens when a function returns an error? What happens when the model calls a function that doesn't exist? Robust function calling architecture needs graceful fallbacks, retry logic, and clear ways to communicate failures back to the model so it can recover. Testing is genuinely hard and underestimated. You're testing a probabilistic system that makes decisions in natural language. Traditional unit tests don't fully cover it. Teams are building evaluation frameworks specifically for function calling, running hundreds of test prompts to verify the model picks the right functions under varied phrasing and edge cases. The business impact of all this has been real and measurable. Companies that integrated function calling into their customer-facing products reported handling more complex queries without human escalation, faster resolution times, and in some cases significant reductions in support staffing costs. The ROI case got a lot easier to make. Looking forward, the direction is toward models that are even more deeply integrated with external systems. Function calling is basically the foundation for everything people mean when they say agentic AI. The models get smarter, the toolkits get bigger, and the autonomy increases. We're still in the early chapters of this. The developers who understand function calling deeply right now have a genuine edge. Not because it's obscure, but because most people are still using LLMs as fancy chatbots instead of as reasoning engines connected to real systems. That gap in understanding is where the real competitive advantage lives in 2024 and beyond. 3 things to lock in from this video. Function calling separates the decision layer from the execution layer, and that architecture is what makes LLMs safe and powerful in production. Schema design is a real skill that directly impacts model accuracy and reliability, and parallel function calling plus agentic patterns are where the serious applications are being built right now. What's the most creative or unexpected use case you've seen or built yourself, using function calling or tool use? Drop it in the comments, because honestly, some of the stuff this community comes up with is way more interesting than anything I could put in a video. The first thing to understand about why function calling changed how developers build with LLMs is that the surface explanation is usually too simple. The real leverage is in the small, repeatable behavior underneath it, because that is what survives after motivation drops.